All right, everybody, Willie Bam Johnson here for Y'all Legacy. You know, from the underground to the mainstream. I know you feeling us because we feeling you. What's up, world out there? We here at the EFC convention. We here at the Hyper booth. Hyper, I mean, what is Hyper? And who are you?
Awesome. So good to see you, man.
What's up?
Jason Morgan from Hyper Martial Arts and Hyper Pro Training. You know, when we created Hyper 3 years ago as a youth action sports brand, to really elevate the sport of youth martial arts to a level of recognition that other sports, other action sports like skateboarding and snowboarding, you know, have a cool apparel. They have you know, amazing athletes, and we want to recognize the youth athletes in martial arts and their amazing talents that they have as well.
So since then, how has the success been? Real rapid? I mean, what tell us, like.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, over the last 3 years, we started with our apparel brand, as well as finding 11 of the top youth martial arts athletes in the world that we wanted to help elevate and get known across the world as well. So our social media pages have been growing. There's something like 60,000 kids that log into our Facebook page and, you know, watch the videos, go to training events with the different athletes, and, you know, the success of it has been great. And I really see that it, you know, continuing to grow because, you know just as well as I do that, you know, youth martial arts is the second largest sport in the entire world. It's second only to soccer, you know, football across the world. So it's time for these youth athletes to get some recognition.
And it's funny because when we first started Fouya, Carmichael, Jerry Fontanez, all these guys, our goal was that Fouya was the embodiment of all the cultures that live within the youth culture. Right. So Carmichael, his Shaolin Groove, you know, Mike Chat, his Extreme, you know, now we got Hyper, you know, Marco with the Kung Fu Hip Hop, because like you said, it's like hip hop, everybody got their own style. You know, the culture is urban, but everybody got their own hip hop. And I think that's kind of like what Hyper is. It's like just that another style within that. Would you agree?
Right, yeah, absolutely. Because, you know, Hyper in itself, you know, all of these kids come from traditional core martial arts backgrounds, from, you know, Taekwondo to Kempo and, you know, everything, you know, in there, incorporating the traditional martial arts values for it. But what is it that the kids are doing outside of the martial arts school? You know, wearing their jeans, wearing cool shirts. Like, we needed something to get away from, you know, what I had always seen as, you know, the dragons on the shirts and, you know, the blood and samurais and all that stuff. Like, it's just not relevant for today's culture. And, you know, the driving force behind, you know, Hyper is the style and the attitudes of these youth athletes to, you know, really give them a level of expression for what they're doing outside of the dojo as well.
Because like I know even with Kung Fu Hip Hop, our goal always, we go to the street, we get a kid to design, we give him our vision. He designs you know, like something that based on our vision. You come back, it's so fresh. We send it to God now, and man, flip that to the average adult. It's like, man, ain't nobody like that. I'm saying no. You know why they like it? Because somebody took the youth, the feel of what the kids are feeling on the street. And I think that's all every youth. I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong. What we're saying is that let's take what they feeling, man. Let them express themselves in their own way, because through their expression, we can change and probably find better ways to improve our arts and improve the world. I mean, am I making sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know, with the main thing with, like, we have each of the different athletes have their own signature series apparel line. They have training videos. We have an online training center where kids around the world can log in and train with Mark Canonizato or train with Mackenzie Emery and learn these kicking combinations and you know, martial arts tricks and traditional fundamentals as well. So they can log right in and train right alongside with them from their iPhone or their iPad. And you know, it's just really just taking that level of technology that you know, kids are using all the time anyway, and giving them a way to express themselves through martial arts training as well.
And I remember when I did an interview with Shannon Lee, and I was telling her she realized the power and how her dad had influenced hip hop, because in any urban environment, everybody loved Bruce Lee.
Right, absolutely.
It's like when Bruce Lee hit the, you know, it's like it's just something that his spirit drives in other people. But the point I was trying to make is just through that conversation, when I used to talk to school owners, I said, you got to give them their space. Give the teenagers their own little space over. And I learned through trial and error. We had a student named Ryan Pinkston. He went to All-Star, the Spy Kids, all this stuff. When we was coming up, he was like, Professor Bam, can we do something over here? And I was like, nah, because I'm from that old school. But through seeing what he went on to do, from learning to express himself, and I think that's probably where we all coming from. At one time, we didn't listen to him because we didn't think they had something of value to say.
Right.
Now
Yeah,
we
so-
all are giving them an avenue. Am I right?
Yeah, no, so that's, I mean, Ryan Pinkston's a, great expression of that as well. And, with each of these kids and what we've now created, we've created the Hyper Pro training class where we're giving a structure for martial arts schools to be able to teach, this creative expression of martial arts or, extreme martial arts or tricking at their school. And with that, kids need a time to be able to have a creative class. You have your traditional class, but we want to have a fun class where you put the new music on, is a DJ music mix. They're doing their plyometric training, everything that's going to get them to those different levels, but they have that creative free time as well.
Right.
So,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, like, that's exactly that same expression for what those kids want.
Right.
We know that kids that are really dedicated to their martial arts are training after class anyway.
Right.
So now we're giving them a structure to be able to create those martial arts athletes.
Right.
In that same venue.
So I mean, time back to clothes, everything. It's like when a kid go to school, he ain't trying to wear the school uniform or the school T-shirt.
Right. I mean,
it's corny.
I never wanted to do it. You never want to do it as a kid, right? That was like, it just wasn't. Martial arts wasn't kind of branded as cool. In popular culture, martial arts is normally, there's just a different the evil sensei or the Meridote, thing like that. And so. We're bringing this level of what the kids are wearing directly to their martial arts training. And even if you look at the Hyper H has a symbol, is the symbol of the ladder of success as well. So when you look at it, it looks similar to a martial arts symbol. It also looks similar to an action sports symbol or anything, but it has a meaning behind it. Climbing that ladder of success, just like every time you train, you climb higher towards your goals as well.
So I guess. Even as we're talking, because I'm feeling this energy, it's like when I think of my son and I think of this generation, to them, there is no barriers that separate them. What brings them together is just the harmony of the rhythm, the flow, and how they grooving and how they dapping. So it's like even with hyper, kung fu, hip hop, we ain't in competition with each other. We are in a complement for everyone. Because to the average kid, kung fu ain't separate from what they doing or what is it? Street dance is all about whatever gets them to where they can express.
Right, and that's that's a main point. If you look at tons of music videos now, like we have athletes that are performing in music videos, performing on the VMAs, Justin Bieber, Chris Brown videos, things like that. As well as in movies and stunting and Jackie Chan movies. Like Caitlin Deschelle just is getting ready to launch the new movie with Jackie Chan, the Chinese Zodiac this year. And so kids are seeing these amazing martial arts feats in every different aspect of it, but to the general public, they don't realize that's martial arts in itself. So we're bringing that level of recognition, and just to bring it back to your point, our goal and our mission is really uniting martial arts athletes worldwide, giving them the fundamentals and giving them the facilities that they can train at, where they can learn all these things as well.
And in closing, as you say that, it's like my ultimate goal as a kid, I know coming up, and I learned martial arts from watching the Bruce Lee movie. So running up the walls, flipping over the, off the walls, all that stuff. It's like, how can we take this love for the art? Because it's funny, in our industry, we don't realize that at the lowest level of the streets, people love martial arts.
They love just expression and motion and movement.
They love that. So how can we get this precious jewel of principles and character amongst those kids that are struggling out there, that are so lost? But if some kind of way we can find a way to take what we got here, to bring it down there, I think it can become a chain reaction where it will change society as we know. I mean, what do you?
Yeah, absolutely. And when we looked at selecting the athletes that we were created the curriculum with, that we sponsored and that we support as well, we looked for athletes that not only were had tons of world championship titles and such, but they really had a desire to give back to the art as well. And so each of these athletes travel every week, they go to school, and they're continually doing seminars and teaching, doing private lessons with other kids, and really giving back to kids that are training in martial arts, to really inspire them to another level of greatness and to rise up.
Okay, give them some info, contact info.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Look forward to seeing you at one of the next events. Check out hypermartialarts.com. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/hyperma, Twitter, all the social media sites, and look forward to seeing you at the next event. Keep training.
And at the end of every video, we all know where I'm going to go, man. You go home, things are bad. You go to school, things are bad. Everywhere you go is bad. What you going to say to him right now to save his life? Hit him with something.
So, everyone has their you know their struggles throughout their life, and you know really find something that inspires you. Find something and you know stick with it. Go through your martial arts training. If you don't have a martial arts school that you can train at, you know go online, find some videos, find some friends, train together, and you know really get through that struggling point in your life, and always strive for greatness.
Peace. Booyah. We out.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thank you.